in an article created by Melissa Petrozinio. It states, the number of honeybee colonies dropped from 6 million in 1947 to a mere 2.5 million just 6 decades later. Now, why is this important? It's important because humans need bees. They help crops grow, they help other plants grow that those animals need to eat. Bees are a cornerstone of the ecosystem, and without them, the whole ecosystem would come crashing down. Now, honeybees, like many other insects, are part of a food web. The bees pollinate flowers that then other animals eat, so on and so forth. But bees are also food for other animals. And without those bees, those animals would go extinct. Those flowers would go extinct, and the animals eating those flowers would also go extinct. So it would be extremely catastrophic if they no longer existed. Now, for as much as we hold nature in high regard, it is not very strong. We see it as this unmoving force that can do anything, destroy anything, tsunamis, earthquakes, you name it. But in reality, it's merely a glass house that we humans are throwing rocks at. Now, this is a quote about bees from the Nature Collection Project. It states that bees may be seen as pests because they can sting. Now, this is true, but it's also not true. Because bees sting because they are protecting their homes. If someone was invading your home, wouldn't you fight back? It's the same thing for bees. But really, bees sting as a last resort. They are never aggressive, they're always passive. And humans have eaten honey for thousands and thousands of generations. Romans, Egyptians, Greeks, they all consumed honey. And that hasn't changed today. We still put honey and oats together like they did thousands of years ago. So bees have still always been an integral part of us. They have always been. And so why are we trying to destroy them? Why are we doing things that are hurting this population of bees? And speaking of the declining population, it doesn't just affect a small area of the earth. It affects us globally. On a huge scale, bees are important. In the US, millions of people eat grains and corn and plants. Millions of people. And bees help those plants grow. They help them grow faster, grow better. And so without these bees, we're going to have a lot harder time finding food for us. We're going to have to work harder. We're going to have to till the land more. We're going to have to take nutrients out of the land. Take all that science that is doing important things and push it over into the agriculture area to find ways to make plants out of nothing. And that is just a waste of resources when the solution is right here with bees, with these tiny little insects that are about that big, that work really hard to make honey. They are some of the hardest working creatures on the planet. They can go up to 2 miles away from their own hive, from their home, to find flowers to come back and create honey. Now, think of a mile as a human walking. That's a long way. Now imagine a mile for a creature now imagine 2 miles for a creature that big. It's insane. And they do all of this not for us, but for themselves. And beekeepers, they take these bees and they nurture them and they get honey out of them, and they take the wax, they make candles, they make lip balm, they make face creams. All of this stuff that we use that we don't even think about where it came from comes from these bees. And all of their hard work, we're just taking it away and giving nothing back to them. It's sad. But we can do something. We can fix all these wrongs that we have done. From a site called the Bee Conservatory. It lists certain things that we can do in our own backyards to help bees. Some of the things is we can buy a local honey from a beekeeper. Now, this facilitates pollination, and it also facilitates small businesses. Because the beekeepers, of course they want to keep their bees. That's their livelihood. And if a beekeeper is doing this, you know they love bees. They don't do it because they hate them. They do it because they love doing it. If you're ever in Boone, it is a great place to find honey. There are many beekeepers. And there's different flavors for honey too. Quite delicious. You can also plant trees and gardens, and then the bees come and pollinate the trees and flowers. You can also create bee baths where bees can rest and drink up water, because it takes a lot of energies for those little guys to pollinate. And finally, you can go no chemical. Chemicals hurt the bad bugs, which is good. It's great. That's what they were created for. But they also hurt the good bugs like bees, ants, other insects that are natural. They're natural pest keepers, like the natural enemies of cockroaches. Those pesticides kill off those too. So we need to protect the bees, because without them, we will have a bleak ecosystem. Thank you.